Hello everyone, welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and this will be a Kipper reading for looking at Donald Trump's August. Who knows what's coming in for him down the pike, right? Yeah, so anyway, without further ado, let me bring the camera here down over my table and I'll get this reading going for you. Okay, hold on. Okay, so this is the Kipper deck I'm using by Ciro Marchetti, and being that it's still July, this is of course July 29th, Friday, July 29th, I'm thinking why not let me do a quick little run on how the rest of this month is going to go for him. Just checking in. And then I'm going to look at some angles, some different ways of how the DOJ may or may not be coming after him. I sense that he will be eventually, if not already. But anyway, let's just check in on Trump for the end of this month. We only have a few days left. I'll just do 10 cards real quick. Or maybe only 5. We'll just see what comes through, and then I'll reshuffle and check out what's going on with Merrick Garland and Trump. Okay, so he has some support. I don't know if that's an older woman. Oh well, yeah. Okay, somebody's funding him. Some older supportive woman is funding him to work, to restrict, judges coming after her. This is really interesting. Working to restrict, this could be a female attorney maybe that he's paying. Maybe this is what he's doing. Let me do 5 more. Yeah, okay. Who he's bonded with there. Yes, his poverty consciousness. Worried about subpoena. Yeah, because he's nothing but a thief. Okay. He's nothing but a hoe bag. He'll do anything for money, you know? I mean, he's got the Saudis at his golf resort. You know, don't even get me started on golf resorts. Talk about sucking up the water, right? Like the amount of water, the amount of Roundup, you know, weed killer, and that goes into the groundwater eventually, of course. In these little clubs. But yeah, so he has the Saudi nationals there. And he also said, oh my goodness, he said that nobody's gotten to the bottom of 9/11. And he's forgetting that, was it 15 or 16 of the Saudis I know there were 19 of them, but I can't remember if it was 15 or 16 of them that got out of the States, and it turned out later on that they were definitely responsible for the planes and the hijacking of the planes. And if that's not bad enough, the CIA directly blames MBS, and I'm not liking Biden's fist bump with MBS either. But anyway, the CIA puts it right on MBS as, you know, it's him ordering for Khashoggi's death. Ugh. Okay, so back to the DOJ and Trump. Or back to, and now this is just this month, and the DOJ is next month. But what's this, right? So anyway, this has to be a supportive woman who's giving him money, or it could also be a female attorney that he's paying, because it has to do with work, probably to try and keep him out of jail, out of prison, or out of being restricted in any way, shape, or form, because he knows what's coming down the line. So he's really focused on this, even though he's just out golfing like a jackass that he is. With his poverty consciousness, and this string could be how he's focusing on trying to keep his assets from being seized by the IRS, because this is my IRS card. This has to do, the official person has to do with rules and regulations. It's also the military. But how this is going for him to just, those last few days of the month, so 29th, 30th, 31st, before I get into August, it's official. He's bonded with people who are supporting him, giving him money, working for him, and he probably will never pay them. A subpoena is coming his way, or something. Well, this is my card for waiting for something, and it could take up to 3 months. So he's waiting. He's thinking that this is coming down on him. Because remember, the top row will always control the bottom row. And yeah, and this has to do with, so you know what, you guys, this could have to do with that deposition that maybe they finally went and gave their, or maybe they've put it off because here we have the expectation card. But this feels to me like the tax fraud, bank fraud, insurance fraud situation. This is an investigation into fraud, into theft. Into something outright stolen. It's also a warning type of a card. So with asking about what he was going to be experiencing, I mean, I'd love to see him locked up by the end of the month. Wouldn't you like that? Next 2 days to see 3 days, even if it's 6 days, I don't care. See handcuffs on him. Wouldn't that be great? But this card can also mean restriction sometimes. So he is being restricted because he's been irresponsible and he's been a thief. He is being restricted from sucking up more energy than he always wants to. He's just an energy vampire, and it's not working so well for him. Okay. I mean, I would just love to see him with duct tape over his mouth. But, yeah, he's really worried about his money. He's expecting to lose money. I'm wondering if that $2 million that Jared got had something to do with this golf tournament. And damn all these, golfers that are aligned with it. I mean, the heck with that. Okay, so with the bookends, it's official. This is rules and regulations. It's our obligations. And he has been a thief. And it's everybody who's bonded with his thievery, they're all waiting. So we're talking, Rudy Giuliani, Roger Stone, what's her name? Sidney Powell, Mike the Pillow Dude, Mike Lindell. We're talking all these people who have been in bed with him. Now, maybe this is not a woman who's been funding him. Maybe this is the mature woman, somebody who's been very wise. Maybe this is Liz Cheney right here, from bookending, because now I'm kind of like mirroring inwards. And maybe there's a wealth of restriction that's coming towards him. And there's a lot of work that's being done, of course. I mean, my goodness, can you imagine the thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of pages of documents that they've gone through? Or I should just say thousands of documents. Yeah. And both of these cards up here, so a wise woman who's part of, this could definitely be the J6 committee, right? It's someone who is examining the facts, and you're, having to try and meet their demands. They're trying to lock him up. Wow. And it knights down here to his poverty card, which is, it's his poverty consciousness. I don't know that until he's, I think it'll be years, and I think his health will get to him before he experiences that much poverty like this. But I heard poverty consciousness when I saw that card. So I'm going to go with that. Also, the occupation card knights to these two cards. So there's lots of work coming from the rules and regulations to figure out, coming from people who, so this could be, besides the military, this is also our lawyer, attorney type of card, right? So this legal situation, they're working to make sure he doesn't get away with it. Because we have the imprisonment card hanging and touching the thievery card. And adjudication, yeah. So, okay, all right. I wanted to look at that for a moment. So let's let me reshuffle. Let me get these mixed up a little bit better. Bring the ones to the middle on the outside. Okay, now I feel better about that. Okay, now let's look at his August. And let me focus in on what he will be experiencing this August. Or shortly after. I don't mind if it goes out into September. Or maybe it'll be, months out, even further than that. But I tend to get the same cards every month. It just hasn't happened yet. So, DOJ versus Trump. How's this going to go for Trump? I mean, we know the DOJ's gotten over 850 insurrectionists already. But, now how's Garland working to get Trump? And I know who the people cards are in here, so I've already assigned them in my head. So I'll tell you when they come out if they do. But what's coming down the pike for Flump? What is coming down the pike for Flump? Legally. On a journey, soul journey that has to do with his reputation. Big changes. Lots of people are working. It has to do with his assets. Security. I'm thinking it's not just him this month. Whoa. That's interesting. Interesting. Okay. I will probably have to either reshuffle and ask from another angle to see what it is that might be bringing him down, but something's bringing him down here. My question is it going to be, in the back of my mind, it's always been, is it going to be because I've gotten this before. When I did that live stream, I had Scott on my channel, and I had the idea to ask if he was going to go down for inciting a riot. And we both did, we both got that he did, or he would, that it would happen. But lately, this was all like, oh my goodness, it was probably well over a month, and we've had many January 6th hearings since then. And so now it could come down to either like an attempt to obstruct the electoral count, which would be like an official government proceeding, like attempting to either delay or obstruct an official proceeding. And it could also be that, fake elector scam, the fraud of setting that up. On top of, Lawrence Tribe has been saying that he could go down for wire fraud because he's been grifting off of this big Stop the Steal situation, or what he's calling Stop the Steal. And the other tricky part about that is that he was supposedly setting up a PAC for, like a legal LLC type of a PAC, but he didn't set it up right. He didn't even set it up. It just went into his account. And then apparently the RNC, they're paying his legal bills. So there's that. Okay, so change is the theme, and it's change in his, the way he earns money or makes money or gets money. So change in the grifting. And so he's on this journey. His reputation, his bad reputation, is going through changes. There are so many details. This could even be something to do with, at some point, him being seen or him being busted for, well, RICO charges are one thing, right? Conspiracy, like I forget what it stands for. I forget what the R stands for, but it's basically like instigating, it's organized crime. Oh, I totally forget it. It's out of my mind right now. Maybe you guys know, and you can drop it in the comments. I remember now, racketeering with intent to conspire, something like that. I know you guys will get it for me. So anyway, so that, like Jeffrey Bailey says, Jeff Bailey, I drug his book out of my bedroom. This is an excellent book. Speaks for itself. It's not that big, but the poems are just really, really nice. I love this book. Anyway, he said once, and it burned into my brain, that train has left the station. So Trump's honor, his reputation, has left the station. It's done. And the change is headed this way, and there are so many details, and this could be RICO charges, and it would affect all of his assets, because the number 20 card, this card is all about real estate, material possessions, It's also organized, if I put these two together, this is organized crime. This is what made me think of it, because this is our card of our family, and we know that his father was definitely in bed with the Genovese family, and then the Russian mob came in and took over things, think back to like Brighton, Brighton Beach, think back to all those times. Anyway, bottom line, his family clannish type of mob mentality. That's what these two cards together are here. And all the details. So they might get more on him. The DOJ may have much, much more on him than we're thinking. It might be more than just those, the attempt to delay, and it might be more than the obstruction and the fraud. Although we certainly had fraud. Excuse me, I'm sorry. We certainly had fraud in the, the last few days, looking at the end of the month with the theft card that was down here. So, but what's coming down the pike for Trump, eventually, either he will be restricted from his own assets or he will be locked up. And change is coming. Now, if this is not about money, but I think it is, but then again, it could also be, there's a possibility. This card is like a sudden change. We've got change here and sudden change here. It's usually something good, but because it's next to the toil and labor, and this one's kind of neutral, but next to the toil and labor and the imprisonment card, and then this card would be about something new. I'm not going to say it has to do with his kids, but I think it's something new that changes and puts him in this place. And everyone who's been involved in making money off of him, I think there's going to be changes for them too, because these cards knight up here to the change card. Wow. Okay. Goodness. It's possible with, so I feel like asset seizure here on this level, besides everything else I just said. And with this change card, this could have to, well, you know what, I need to ask the question from a different angle. I think I would need to reshuffle. I think I will do that. I'll reshuffle when I get done with this quickly, and we'll check on Merrick Garland. The change card can be some type of, well, it can be a job change. He's already gone through that. But I feel like it's more about his, maybe he's just literally going to move house to the big house, move to Club Fed. Oh, God, wouldn't you guys just love to see that? I mean, I would. I definitely would. My goodness. It needs to stop. This insanity with him needs to stop. Okay. Because these cards knight together here, I'm wondering about, like I was saying before, when, with the, oh my goodness, what is it called when it's not more than the conspiracy, not more than the RICO charges, but the money laundering, human trafficking. Human trafficking. Little bits of money laundering and human trafficking here. I mean, if I just look at, we have the two travel cards here. I'm, happy we got this card twice. But, we have to be open to him, like, getting away with all kinds of stuff, too, because he has, and he knows how to work the system for him. But then again, Merrick Garland said that they were going after every single person with that. And he said, what was his words with Lester Holt? Without fear or intrepidation or something like that. I can't remember. I glommed onto the fear part. So basically, he was saying that he's not afraid of Trump. Okay, so let's just check in to Merrick Garland. So here we go with round 3. Let's see what Merrick Garland is working on in regards to Trump. I've read so many times on all the different legal cases against him, so I don't know if maybe I'll get some of the same cards. I never remember, except I do remember always getting I get this card for him all the time, and then you guys know I get the health card for him a lot. Definitely this one, and then the that one with where you're tortured with worry and stress. I love it when I get that one, but come on. Oh, of course it's got to be at the bottom. No? Oh, it's got to be in here somewhere. Oh my goodness! Now that I'm making a big deal out of it, this one, it was right here in the beginning. This is a card I have consistently gotten for him every single month. So whether he lets on or not, this is how he's really feeling. Okay, so how's it going to go for, what is Merrick Garland going to be bringing in? And let's just see, maybe it won't be August, maybe it'll be September, but in the future, what will Merrick Garland be bringing in for Trump? To remember, Merrick Garland is he a double Scorpio? I think he's a double Scorpio. And I think he has a lot of strong Virgo in his chart. That's something I'll have to look at some point. I don't know if I have an exact birth time on him, but I could put his chart on the outside of Trump's chart and see how he could be affecting Trump. See if there's any matchups there. Whether there is or not, let's see what the cards have to say. Astrologically, sometimes cards are easier. Actually, all the time they are. Astrology is the hardest thing in the world. Okay, so Merrick Garland. All right, he's on a journey. Wow, that's his wife. So his wife is supporting him. He and his wife are completely aligned together. How amazing. He has a really good relationship with his wife. Wow, okay. And he has the community. This would be the entire, DOJ, I mean, oh my goodness. In fact, here, hold on. I have an org chart. I found a better one online that wasn't signed by Jeffrey Sessions. Here we go. There's a DOJ. If you want, you guys can screenshot this and then save it and zoom in and look at all these. So here's Merrick Garland at the top, and then here's what's her name? Is it Lisa Monaco? Oh my goodness, I lost it there. I don't know. And then here's everything he's working over, in charge of. So he can get whatever he needs from anybody. Wait, let me hold this still. Okay, there. Just in case you want to screenshot it, go for it. Or you can look it up online. Okay. One more card here. So Merrick Garland. All right. On DOJ, what's he getting? Or on Trump, I'm sorry. What's he getting on Trump? He's got a strategy. It might take a long time. He's been working on all the ways he's been deceiving. I can tell I'm going to have to do another layer on top, but here's the baseline. So now, and don't ask me if this is, Lisa Monaco, because it's not. It doesn't. That's not how it works with Kipper or the Lenormand. This is definitely Merrick Garland, no other man, and this is definitely his wife. Now, if he wasn't married, I would say, it's some other woman who's like like his work wife kind of a thing. So his wife is definitely helping him. Now, this is all about strategy. So he has a strategy that is a very long term, right? And he's holding his cards close to his chest, is what I just heard with this one. That it might seem like he's deceiving or evading, the matter, or but other meanings for this card are like it's intriguing, right? It's very intriguing. Like if a person has a set of cards and you can't see their hand and you wish you could see their hand and what's going on back there. But this Great Fortune card is success. This is like the sun in the tarot, where it's success and you've got, your light shining through you and major opportunities coming through to break through deception, but also success to get the cheaters. This is a card of cheaters. And I think that this is the whole, all those departments under the DOJ that they have his back. They're helping him out. This is also my J6 committee card, too. So they have his back. Now, yeah, it's a journey. He's already been on it because he's headed this way, right? So he's got his wife. He's on a journey. It's been going on for quite some time. He's been working on it for a long time already, is what I'm seeing. And there will be success around him being quiet about it and keeping his cards close to his chest, because meanwhile, that old saying, you give a whatever, enough rope and they'll hang themselves, right? I think that's what he's been doing, because he's got this long-term strategy right here. This is this combination here, long-term bonds, long-term relationships that are supportive. And notice he's at the top with control over what's going on down here. And he's checking, he's clocking like every little tiny new detail that comes in. And there could be something new that comes in that's just like, oh, okay, now we got it. Or maybe he already has it and he's had it for quite some time. And he's waiting for the perfect timing, because this is a card of, like I said, strategy. But it's also, it's our card for meditation. It's our card for concerted, concentrated effort. This could just as well be like a chess board right here. And he's like figuring out the moves. So this card is all about loyalty. So we can expect him to be loyal, even though, people are wondering, is he ever going to do anything, and is he just going to dupe us? I don't think so. I don't think so. Let's do another layer on top and see what else we can get. Oops, with this. Okay. Yeah, long-time loyalty. And it's possible even that his wife is supportive somehow behind the scenes with the January 6th committee, or that's weird, right? And it kind of makes you wonder, could that be Liz Cheney? But it doesn't work like that. Now, Liz Cheney would be like the supportive older woman, like the wise woman. This has to be his wife, so please don't argue with me about that, because that's not how I read. Now, if another Kipper reader sets the intention for this woman to just be anybody, because it all goes with how you intend, but I go by the strong rules that say, this is a couple. And I love that they're facing each other. It's not like they're not back to back and she's not down here like he has control over her, or he's not down here like she has control over him. They are facing each other. This is the perfect way to get couples cards. So she's a huge support in his life. I love that. Okay. So, I just heard, let's take off the bottom. Yeah, he can't stop thinking about it. And then, oh, yeah, he can't stop thinking about how he can just swoop in and get it done. Swoop in and get it done. Right. He's examining all the details. Yeah, he might be tired and feeling like he's just like, how do I get it? But then again, this is another one of those cards for me when it comes to, human trafficking. And then his reputation and honor. Oh, he could be concerned. He could be concerned about his reputation and honor. So I think he's gonna make some change and get it going. It might come sooner than we think. But for sure, he's been working on it for a long time. I think maybe these two cards here are showing us that he's thinking that he doesn't want to go on too much longer with it. It's so funny. We all these things that we don't know behind the scenes because they can't say. Even if it does take years and years and years, well, I know Trump isn't. Let's even see if Trump is he gonna announce in August that he's running again. He's not going to make it. I know he's not going to make it for sure, but let's just check into that. Because my brain just went to the whole, you can't make announcements right before an election, with Merrick Garland when he said that. Oops, flip the cards over. Oh, hold on. I've got trouble. So, that makes me wonder if it's gonna be soon. But anyway, first, well, actually, let me go ahead and look. Let's see. Let's stick with Merrick Garland because he's on my mind. Merrick Garland and timing about getting Trump. Let's ask about that. How long might we be waiting? When might this come down? Let's look at timing. Whoa. Now there's Liz Cheney, because I had already assigned that card for her. And he's working on it. He's got bonds and teams. Okay. That could have something to do with Don Jr. Oh, this could also be just ambitious people. This could be Adam Kinzinger. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. So, as far as timing goes, notice that I don't have the long wait card. Let's see what was at the bottom. Concern, and then his wife. Oh, maybe his wife is telling him, "Come on, honey, you got to do it. You got to get it going." Yeah. So as far as timing goes, like I was saying, we don't have the long time card. As far as timing goes, this one's 24 hours. Oh, we wish, right? This one can come in pretty quickly too. Come on. This one's pretty quick. The change cards quickly. Come on. This is the one that can take up to 2 years. We didn't get that. Okay. And where's my other one? Oh, this one. There it is right there. That's our 3-month card. Okay. That was the other timing card I was thinking of in my head. So, with the bookends here, I don't need the chopstick. We could expect to see some more lockups. some handcuffs, something like that, within a few months. So what are we talking? November? Wouldn't it be a nice Thanksgiving? Or it could just be any day, right? It's, something that takes time. It's also our card of surveilling things, surveillance and expecting something to come in, but you're not able to act. He's kind of restricted right now. He's not able to act for some reason. The reason is there are some meetings that he was probably wanting information about. And this is also our card for teamwork, so he could be waiting on his own teams. He could be waiting on more communications. I think those Secret Service text messages are probably gone. From those, I can't remember the guy's name. These people, I just cannot, you guys, I cannot keep track of all the names. I can't keep them in my head. So, okay, but back to, squirrel, back to timing. I'm getting no more than about 3 months. It's all going to end. This fatal decision that puts, this is Trump. These two cards are Trump. And all on another level, because I do read in levels and layers, this could be getting this done quickly could help Merrick Garland himself in his health issues. This can be a down patch card if it's not health. But when you get these two, talking to each other, and you've got the coffin card, there's a painful loss that is, going to cause somebody to be tortured with worry and stress. With the tarot, it's like, the Nine of Swords, but it doesn't go away. It's not just a bad nightmare. It's not just a headache. This is like major problems. I mean, check out the background there. It's like not hiring. I mean, even the dog is depressed, right? Yeah. So he's waiting for communications in his teams to get him more. He's also waiting for, this has something to do with other people who are in partnership, in cahoots with Trump. And then both of these cards here have to do with people who are working for him under teams. Now, this could also be in that layer of Trump people who are working for Trump, right? And they're worried. Maybe he's waiting for testimony from them, some plea bargaining, plea deals. Now, the way this will go at some point is it'll all go before a grand jury, won't it? It's not like he's just going to flump and then handcuffs come in. The process would be a bunch of unsealed subpoenas that are sealed subpoenas that are suddenly unsealed. And I'm thinking he would go in like a net and get a bunch of people all at once, and these people would be ones who were bonded to him and who were working for Trump, bonds and work relationships. And then with whatever the January 6th committee has, because I do feel like this is Adam Kinzinger and Liz Cheney. Now that is what has to happen soon, because the J6 committees probably won't go past September or October. But eventually, it's all going to end and be major problems. And we have the ambitious people to bring it down, because this can't just continue on. Whoever is guilty has to go down. They have to be Otherwise, what do we have, right? We have nothing. So, as far as, because this was only about timing, this is our 3-month card. As far as timing goes with this card, it's, I mean, it could be 19 days. You know, this could be a little over a month, like 32 days. Any of these cards could be days. But, yeah, he's waiting for something. It could be that it's unknown because he doesn't know how long it's going to take to get what he's waiting on. Right? That's the problem. That's the darn problem when it comes to trying to give certain dates. You just can't, because there are so many people involved in so many puzzle pieces. Will this person flip? Will they, you know, what will they do? Will they come in but then just plead the fifth on everything? But yeah, but it is going to have to go through, you know, at some point it'll be a grand jury. It'll go to the grand jury, or there will be a grand jury, I would think, right? Isn't that the way it goes, you guys? I mean, set me straight if I'm wrong, but I think that's the way it would go. So, okay, well, so overall, let me do one more spread and then we'll be done. And I am going to be so happy to have Hilda help me with the timestamp so that I can get all these other readings done. I still have to do my members. I have to take care of my members for the week. And yeah, okay, so let's just look. What else do we need to know about Trump's August? What else do we need to know about Trump's August 2022? What will he be experiencing in August 2022? He's out of it. I can feel it. He's like loopy. Always get that with him. Okay. Yeah. Wow. So that's him. He's looking at being examined, having to go before boards. If they haven't done the deposition for Trump Organization, and it would be he and Don Jr. and Ivanka. And I'll do their readings probably tomorrow or the next day. But the three of them are looking at that. I guess Eric wasn't a part of it, but at least not that I know of. Now this is Melania. Notice he's got control over her. They are kind of looking at each other, though. Oops! What might that be? Could it be a subpoena? This is definitely Ivanka. And I don't know who this old geezer is that he has control over him. Somebody supporting Ivanka. Would not be Jared because it's too old. I don't know. I don't know if Ivanka has a good relationship with her father-in-law, because the guy's just a dirtbag. What's his name? Charles Kushner. Yeah. So anyway, so Trump's August. Trump's August, he's looking at going before, it could be the IRS, it could be any type of situation where it could even be, I mean, because it's any type of a judge or, you know, attorney, so I'm thinking it's a deposition, but this card could even be a doctor. And this is my OCD card. down here. This card has to do with, it's usually gloomy thoughts. It's like self-doubt, where someone feels very helpless and depressed. Can't really focus on anything because you're just mulling it over, like what could happen. I think he's worried. Of course, you look at the cards around to see the clues, like what's he worried about? And then mirroring this way. Maybe this is Melania's new lover, because he's, or maybe it's an old lover. I don't know that she'd go for an older guy. Maybe he's worried about Sheldon Whitehouse. I often feel like this is Sheldon Whitehouse. But he doesn't have any control over Sheldon Whitehouse. So I don't know what that is. I don't know who this person is, honestly. Now, if it doesn't always have to be a person. If it's not a person, it would just be, somebody who's supportive, a colleague, right? Just somebody. It could be Rudy. It could be, but he's behind Ivanka. Coming up behind Ivanka. So that's kind of weird. Could be an attorney. It's probably just an attorney. It could be a divorce attorney because he's just thinking about Melania. And maybe Melania is finally going to try to file divorce papers, or maybe Melania, or actually because of the knighting here, well, it could be divorce filing. I've often gotten the, the coffin card, which is divorce between the two of them. But this is a subpoena. So he's on this long journey of legal problems, and this has to do with a subpoena coming in, or something that brings him some type of sadness, some type of crisis. Both of these cards are my two cards for psychological problems. And I think he's obsessing over Melania. And he might be worried about Ivanka, too. He might even be obsessing a little bit there. Then again, notice Don Jr.'s not in here because he's probably not thinking about him at all. But he's thinking about Melania and Ivanka. And I think he's worried about, because they're both being deposed, right? At some point, if they haven't done it already, and I don't think they have, because Ivana died, and they had to go to her funeral. Well, Trump didn't have to, but I suppose they've been good friends. I guess that's what I heard. It's like some people never learn. When you get divorced, it's a reason, right? So unless it was an amicable situation, why do you stay connected with the person, especially him? So whatever, that's another whole thing. But definitely he has some control over whoever this supportive older person is, and he does still have some control over Ivanka. I wouldn't say he has control over these medical. Oh, that's a Freudian slip, and I'm feeling pain in the left side of my chest. This could be a doctor. Why? Yeah, the pain just stopped. Whoa. He could be looking to go to a doctor, and he doesn't like the news he gets. And it sets him on a different trajectory that he didn't plan on being. Because this card's all about movement. It's also my, soul journey type of a card. And you're going in a certain direction, leaving something behind. He's moving towards what could be success, but it's also about, it's so weird, like the left side, so my heart, that would be, my heart hurting, but I'm empathing him, right? And so this is him, doctor, and he's on this journey, but it hurts his heart. And then here's Melania, and here's the sad news. And he's going to be mulling this over for a long, long time. This these 10 cards are going way beyond the month of August because of this card here. This card is a, card of it's like time and space, and it takes a long time. Things that develop over a long period of time. He's probably thinking about how to keep these people loyal to him, is what I'm getting here. He's obsessively thinking, how do I keep loyalty? Because he can't stand to be betrayed. But he's already been thrown under the bus by Princess Dear here. Yeah. Okay, so what was on the bottom? Oh my God. Whoa, you guys. Okay. So he's worried about being locked up or restricted in any way. He can't think about anything else, and he's also worried about divorce. And I do think he's worried about, I don't know if he's worried about his health, but I for sure felt my heart hurt on the left side of my body, really painful. And then as soon as I said something about it to you guys, it's like, as soon as I felt that pain, I heard doctor, and I was looking at these cards. So, yeah, he's going to be going to the doctors well, here, we'll just feast your eyes on that. He's going to be having medical problems, I think, this month. But it's going to last a long time, way past this month. So, okay, well, I'm going to get this uploaded for you guys, and take some deep breaths and get this guy out of my consciousness. Okay, take care. Bye, you guys.